Hi, 8th graders. Through this video, we're going to start our human performance unit notes. And actually, this is one of my more favorite things to teach because there's a lot of information. A lot of it's very relevant to you. Maybe not right now, but it will be at some point in your life. We're going to talk through things like injuries, how to treat injuries, how to prevent injuries. We'll go through workout planning, stretching, different types of exercise, and then finish with body composition and workout planning. Okay, so we're going to start with the injury portion here, and this video specifically is going to go through types of skeletal injuries. Okay, now there are hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of injuries that we could have between skeletal injuries and soft tissue injuries or injuries to the muscular system. Okay, I'm going to focus just on 5 types of skeletal injuries right now, which are all types of fractures. Okay, now how I would put them in your notes is I would make sure you can write and describe them and also draw a little picture in your notes so you kind of have an understanding of what's going on. I've tried my best to throw some diagrams up here for you. They are not to scale, and they are not, let's just not make fun of Mr. Robinson's artwork. Okay, I did the best I could. Okay, I've also thrown some x-rays on here so you can kind of see a real world type of, see an example here. Okay, so the first type of skeletal injury that you need to know is a simple, wait, let me back up. I'd like you to have in your notes that a fracture is any softening or breaking of the bone. Okay, so you might hear it called, a broken bone. Actually, we call those fractures. That's how the injury is categorized. Okay, but the first one you need to know is called a simple or transverse fracture, and those are, it's the same name. Different schools of thought use different terminology there, but it's the same thing. Okay, so they're synonymous. Okay, so this is a clean break directly across the bone. Now this is my world famous artwork right here. Here's a bone that just cleans. It's a clean break, and then here's the x-ray of it, and you can see right here the bone was broken cleanly across it, and it actually is going to heal pretty well. This is if you're going to have a fracture, from what I understand, this is the one that you want to have because the bone can line itself back up in the cast and go from there. So it should heal pretty quickly for the most part. So that is a simple or transverse fracture. The next kind of fracture is called an avulsion fracture, and this is where, again, in my world famous artwork, here we have a piece of the bone that is chipped away from the bone. Now, in my example, this is a pretty extreme avulsion. They usually look like this. They're just going to be very tiny chips that come off of the bone, okay? And this one is in a finger here, okay? So that's an avulsion fracture. Here is a compound fracture. Now, this is probably going to be the most severe, and more often than not, this is going to be a trip to the operating table. One, because they're going to have to reset the bone and clean out any bone fragment that might be left in the where it's at. Two, because you've done a lot of soft tissue damage here, and I'm going to explain this to you in just a second. So a compound fracture is when the break is so sharp and so severe that actually is going to puncture through the skin. Okay, I don't have an x-ray up here, and I'm not going to show you a picture because they can get pretty gruesome. And just as I was trying to find you pictures, I kind of thought, ooh, not good. So if you have a strong stomach and would like to Google those and see some examples of compound fractures, please feel free. But as you'll see, when the bone comes through the skin, it actually does quite a bit of damage to the muscle tissue that's around, and then it's going to do, obviously, to the skin. The skin's going to have to be sewn back up, sutured back up. Sometimes these get big enough, bad enough that we're talking about blood loss. So it requires almost immediate medical attention. Okay, so that's a compound fracture, and kind of from where I sit, I think this is probably the most severe. Okay. Now, the next one here is a spiral fracture. And a spiral fracture is really hard to draw, but the concept is pretty simple. So a spiral fracture is when the bone is going to twist to the point where it snaps. And when it does, it looks like a corkscrew. And you can kind of see through here, this arm has twisted to the point where it snaps, okay? In my experience, a real easy way to demonstrate how spiral fractures happen is if we talk about maybe football. Football is a really good example. Okay, let's say my running back, my fullback is running down the field, and he needs to cut. And so when he's running, he's going to stop and plant his foot, and his body is going to keep, his lower half is going to twist to move to change direction, but his upper half keeps going straight, and that causes kind of a twisting motion on it. And if your bone gets to the point where it can't take that pressure, it'll kind of snap into two pieces and create a spiral fracture like a corkscrew. Okay, these are, from what I understand, pretty hard to set back, and they can be fairly painful. Okay, so the last type of fracture that I would like you to know and have in your notes is called a Greenstick fracture. Okay, and this is named for somebody named Greenstick, so it's not just, they didn't just make up names. Okay, this is an incomplete break in the bone, which means you're going to have, some of them can be pretty severe, some of them are not so severe, but where the bone is going to be broken, but that break is not going to go all the way through the bone. So this is actually fairly easy to set back. They kind of have to put it back into place, and they set it. I have heard, I've done some research to say that sometimes these require like screws or plates to set the bone back, and so it's in line. Okay, so that's an incomplete break in the bone. Now, one of the things that you're going to have to do for both skeletal injuries and for soft tissue injuries is you're going to have to explain to me how we treat them, how we heal them, right? Well, skeletal injuries are pretty simple when we talk about them, because you're not going to treat skeletal injuries on your own at home. You're going to go to the doctor. You're going to see a medical professional. You're probably going to, well, you're definitely going to have an x-ray done. And then they are going to set or cast the fracture so it heals properly. Okay, so what I want you to do is to put in your notes specifically that all skeletal injuries are treated by a medical professional. Okay, so on your assessment, if I asked you, how do we treat skeletal injuries, you can say, hey, we treated them by a medical professional. Okay, so go back through this video, make sure it's all in your notes, make sure the diagrams are in your notes, and that you can explain it both in words and with a small picture. And hopefully your artwork is better than mine. Okay. Next up, we're going to start talking about soft tissue injuries, which are injuries to the muscular system.